Welcome in the kitchen, my kitchen, Derek's kitchen, somebody's kitchen. We're cooking. We're not cooking. Still never cooking in here. Today we're going to talk about something mini, something small. And if you've ever watched any of my programs, shows, whatever, the terrible video stuff that you waste your time at work with, you'll know I'm very opinionated on mini stuff. So this was voted 10 best RC cars for kids and adults. It's on my table. We're going to talk about it before I run it, and we're going to vote. Maybe not vote, but you know my vote. So roll that stupid intro, and then it's time to dig into, let's talk about the name when I get back. Some of you may have watched one of my previous mini car reviews. It was very controversial. Kind of was meant to be. It was like it's Huawei something because let's talk about naming. I got contact. Let's talk about this car. Contacted by email. I get it quite often. Would you like to review our RC car or my products? Only sold on Amazon. Do I have a problem with that? I do a little bit. Some people don't. But I'm going to say for any Chinese, that's mostly where they're made. Not anti-Chinese, love your food, amongst other things. No problems. But if you're going to market to an American population, change the name. You know, I just watched a great video on Datsun and all the things they did for the American market to seem less crazy. We're not that crazy. We don't really care. I just want to be able to pronounce whatever I'm buying. And you have to cater to us. I'm sorry. You know, we don't sell stuff in other countries and name it American Dumb Things. We probably do. Probably just called American Dumb Product. But let's talk about this name. We'll get back to a little story. It's BEZGAR, BEZGAR, BEZGAR. BEZGAR. I don't know what the heck it is, to be honest with you. So, not a great name. Box is okay, whatever. It's just, I'm not knocking the packaging or anything like it. This just doesn't do anything to me. There's no recognition. Just saying, we're in America. Got to cater to us dummies. Got to say big dummy car for truck for a big white man. Sold. The name of this vehicle is IDX5 or IPX5. I pee 5 times. I don't. I have a good prostate. I don't know which one it is. Anyway, on here it says N-Power. Somebody should check on these things before you ship them over here. Anyway, back to my little story. I've done reviews of mini cars in the past. I've given them some slack. I've given them some shit. I mean poop. Mainly because sometimes it crosses a threshold to be just as expensive as something bigger and better, more usable. I'm not knocking that these aren't usable. Yes, if you live in a small area, you only drive in your apartment, blah, 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 blah. Look, if we all wanted the smallest thing, which they make RC cars like this big, they're boring, they're not that great. The bigger they get, the kind of cooler they are. That's why we drive real cars. We don't drive little tiny cars in America. We drive the biggest thing you cannot possibly imagine for a reason. It's cool. Anyway, little guys. The last review I did, very controversial. It's like pointed out like, hey, you know, we're a professional RC car magazine. We're not a toy company. We don't. I warned the company when they sent me an email, would you like to review this? My reply was, Amazon reviews are fixed and I am not bribed for reviews because in the past, I did a little digital camera. That company didn't like my review and I swear they would have probably given me $1,000 to change it to a 5-star. Hence why Amazon reviews are all kind of fake. Because if they're bribing me for a $36 camera to give me a brand new $80 camera and give me money, obviously there's some scam in that. not talking about this company, just in general. I get a little rant here. We're in the kitchen. We're drinking coffee. We're talking RC cars. We're talking 1/16 RC cars that go claimed 40 kilometers an hour. I don't know how fast it is. It could be like, like Ferrari fast, or it could be like, kid on a little, I push on the scooter. I'm in the Imperial. I'm the English. I know kilometers, but this is a reference for us that I make fun of. Mostly because Jeff's Canadian. Back to the IP 5 times, ID 5 times. N power. It's a 16 scale monster truck. Now, obviously, mostly catering to the American market. Monster trucks, somewhat popular around the world, but let's be real. Here, we're monster truck kings. We got Monster Jam. If you ever watch it, it's sick. 16 scale stuff's been out forever. I've never taken the body off yet, so this is the first time I'm looking at it with you guys. It's a fairly nice looking, obviously, if you scale down a large thing and make it small, it's small. It's got the same thing. It's got the upper and lower links. I don't know if they're adjustable on the outside. I don't think they are. It's shaft driven, 4-wheel drive. It comes with 2 batteries. You get 2 chargers, which was kind of cool because I was like, man, I don't know how long this USB charger is going to take. I got it plugged in the wall right now. Meant to do that last night so I can drive it today. Probably not going to happen. But at least they give you 2. And a LiPo charging pack. Nothing screams like your car's going to catch on fire like giving you one of these. But I do applaud BEZGAR, BEZGAR, for giving this. Because honestly, you probably do need this because you never know when these things could have a problem. So back to the little guy here. It's a monster truck, 16 scale. Pretty high quality. I mean, it doesn't feel super cheap. And to be honest with you, let's take the body off before I get into my gripe on this, because this fits right in my alley. I am going to be fair when I review this, just like I am when we drive it. You will have to filter out my sarcasm. If you don't know what that is, you may want to look it up, Google it. Put a link in the description. Another cool thing they did, I'm going to give them props and they get props. You get a clear body with your painted body. So if you don't want the American flag, N power, Z power, you can do your own custom paint job. Pre-cut holes are there. Couple points there. Inside you got your basic plastic tub chassis, a little servo, receiver speed control combo, brushed motor. The switches on the side, which is kind of cool. I mean, there's a little thought in that. Obviously, you could turn it off if something weird hits there, but I may make it happen. The antenna looks to be jammed in something. Oh no, those are lights. And we got front lights. Thought that was an antenna. Antenna's right here. So overall, I mean, not a bad looking little RC car. And if I was going to tell you, go to the store and buy a toy, this, at least I'm assuming, has parts. I have their page open here. I'm hoping they sell parts, because otherwise, what's the point? But it looks like you can buy new parts. And I will say the same thing I always say. You buy at your own risk at this point, because who knows when parts are here or not. And I've gotten people post 4 years after my review of complaining about Amazon and companies that aren't based here, or when they can just stop making parts. And people will remind me that they're still making parts for cars. Great. Good job. Thank you for following through. That means you watch a video like 4 years later, 5 years. Not really complaining, but, it's like saying you take care of your kids, right? The radio, this looks very familiar. I can't place this one. I don't know if it's axial, but obviously some of these companies make radios for everywhere. It's a normal size radio. The trigger's a little tiny for my fatter, bigger fingers. Warning, do not pull trigger while pairing. Not bad, it comes with AA. So this is a complete ready to run package. You get 2 batteries, nice. You get this, you get AA's. I do want to point out something funny on the box. Again, I don't really think they consult anybody to, I mean, this isn't translated poorly, but it's just kind of humorous. General safety information. Under no circumstances, none, should, all capitals, yelling at you, the user operate the vehicle in crowds of people. Serious injury could result. Now, this ain't a Mustang. This maybe weighs 2 or 3 pounds. She ain't going 150 miles an hour. It's not bullet speed. Too soon. But this, I don't really think the warning fits the size of this and the speed. I mean, this maybe goes, let's see, it says probably go 20 miles an hour. I don't think it will, but whatever. I mean, it could hurt your ankle. I don't think serious injury should really be on the box, but you know, we're covering ourselves here. Never operate the vehicle on public streets. You could cause traffic accidents. Personal injury and property damage. The vehicles only be driven on an open track, which is for RC cars. So if you have an empty field next to you, it's not for RC cars. Again, this is just the humor of the box. It made me laugh. Do not handle this vehicle to chase pets or other animals. I mean, what if the pet chases this? It's the opposite. My dog chases this, and I ain't chasing him. And minor thing just says check some stuff. There's a lot of operation precautions here. Like it's like almost the instructions on here. Don't take the battery apart. Anyway, funny stuff in the little box. My biggest gripe. Let's get to, so I'll do pros and cons. Pros, it looks like a nice vehicle. It's 16 scale, it's small. They may trick you. I'm gonna do the online thing to make it look bigger. It's huge. And especially if I was like 5 feet tall instead of 6'3", it would look bigger. It's not that big. There's my coffee cup for reference. American coffee cup, not a French one. It's not that big. But overall, the package is very complete. I mean, these plastic shocks, they do have oil in them, and it actually sounds like they did a good job building them. I don't hear any bubbles. You got metal dog bones. Not bad. Here's my biggest gripe. And unlike the previous one I reviewed, which was like $78, this one, the listing they sent me, discounted from $269 to $199. It's a little expensive. I mean, maybe this will wow me when I drive it, but I'm just going on my knowledge of pricing and what I can get for maybe a little bit more. Even if you had to wait another 2 months and spend $60, you would get something of much more substance of size. I'm not saying this doesn't have features. Yes, it has shocks. Yes, it probably has bearings. I can't really tell. I didn't look and I didn't read really quickly. So feature-wise, it's all here. I just feel for $200, I feel like it's a little expensive. BEZGAR. For me, this target should have been, and look, these are like things you give to someone, and it's a nice gift. If it was $100, $120, I could see this being a much better value. For me, for $200 on this, I don't feel the value on it. Maybe that'll change when I drive it. See that face? So I will give it a fair shake when we drive it. I can do a full review. Give you the rundown of if it's worth $200. There are brands in the US that are around this price for mini cars. Some people get mad because they watch this video internationally. I don't live where you live. It's talking about for me. It's much better to buy something locally. Local as in, I know everything's still made in China, Taiwan, whatever, but there's companies here that have part support and help. And that's not to say that if you complain on Amazon, they're not going to send you parts and help you, so they keep the 5-star rating on everything. It's currently rated 4 stars with one with one review, not mine. Haven't reviewed it. I'm just looking through here, and maybe there's cheaper versions, and they just sent me one that has the most expensive link. Oh, you know what? I'm a dummy. I think you might be getting 2. I'm going to take that back a little bit. I'm not going to edit this out, because when I'm dumb, I love to point myself out being dumb. Why they would send a link that you get 2 of these for $200? But okay, so for $100, I'm less mad at this thing. Much less mad. Half as mad as I was. $100. All right, that's kind of where I just said it. At the most, I'd pay $120. You know, got to pay tax these days on stuff online. I'm okay. This was voted top 10 RC cars. I don't know where or who or how this vote came about. I will not say if I would have voted for it to be a car. $100, not bad. I'm going to go back to the stupidity of, I was like, man, why is that, well, it shows 2 of them, but there's a reason there's 2. There's 2 in the photo. I don't know if it's in the top 10 RC cars that I'd recommend to everybody. For kids, you know, if you're an adult that, if it goes fast enough to break, it's not really for kids, because when they break it, the adult has to fix it. And if you're not into fixing stuff, then buy the slow ones that you can't break. Just saying. If it goes fast enough to break and you're not interactive with your kid like most parents today, involved in their hobbies and helping them and being part of it, buy something slow and cheap. Although this is cheap. Anyway, we're in the kitchen. We just went on a long rant about mini cars and pricing. I got proven wrong by myself in the same sentence. I think that's a record. I'm okay with it though, makes me laugh. I mean, it looks serious, pretty not. We will have this full video review following the in the kitchen discussion. We may even discuss this on a live show, how dumb I was, and laugh at myself. So if you follow us on YouTube or Facebook, look for the RC Babble. Look for this in a full review in the actual magazine as well, because if you're going to send me this, even though if I like it or not, it's going to get in the magazine. As I said, I don't cater to online bribery, so I'm going to tell you if I'd buy it or not. At $100, you know, I'm not shaking in my boots like we're $200. Where I thought the BEZGAR, BEZGAR, PX, P, whatever they call this, IP 5 times X5, whatever, ID X5, whatever this is called with the bad naming. Again, if anything, BEZGAR, if you take anything away from this in future things, if you're going to market to the US, change the name. My recommendation. Then you can sell it for $120 instead of $99, because then it seems that way. You get an extra $20 out of it. Free advice. You don't have to pay me. Anyway, I'm going to get this charged, so it's going to take a day. We're going to go out and do some video. It'll show up in an online review, show up in the magazine review. If you haven't subscribed, the bell and all that crap at the bottom, if you made it this far, I know I'm supposed to do that in the beginning. There's a magazine. It's pretty cheap to buy. The price is going to go up a little bit in the next, if I get my stuff together and get this new stuff going. So if you subscribe now, you're going to stuck at $10 a year, which is nothing at this point. Inflation, I mean, I think that means like I have to pay you or you have to, I don't know. It's just $10. If it goes up to $15, it's nothing. It's McDonald's lunch. Carl's Jr. is like $22 to eat there now. I'm on a very strange rant. Suspension's very stiff. It doesn't actually go up as high, so I mean the shock tower's a little low. Anyway, that's a review for the video. When I run it, BEZGAR, IP or ID X5. It's on Amazon. It's 2 for $200. I mean, okay, can't complain as much. We'll see. And I'm not going to review it on Amazon. Maybe I will. I maybe post my video on there, or they will. We'll see. Anyway, if any crazy companies want to send me stuff to review, just hit me an email. And if I reply to you with my same sarcastic, I can't be bought for reviews, and you still send it, hey, you got some cojones. I applaud that, and that's why I'll do the full treatment. And they follow through. So check them out before I drive it. Check us out. Finish my coffee. It's a wrap. Spin that end stuff that's super dated. If you haven't laughed, I mean, I don't know. If you're just into RC, you won't notice how old the intro is. it's kind of vintage. It's already vintage, and we're still in business. So we're pretty cool that way. See you next time. Something bigger, something smaller, I don't know. We'll see.